Yes. The next question: how fear in connection with destruction of the first fundamental motivation?
Sorry, the question is, we are in confrontation with the destruction of the first fundamental
Yeah,
motivation.
and we feel fear. What should we do?
Yeah. Fear is the experience that we do not have enough protection, space to live and be safely, where we can move, and um, uh, support. There is not enough solid ground in my experiencing being here. And this, in general, needs two elements. One is to look at what gives me more protection, widens my space so that I can breathe deeply and have a better connection with my body, and what gives me support. And to really concentrate on what is actually there. I am in this world. This world now is my room where I'm sitting on a chair in front of a table, right now on a computer. Is there anything which produces, which takes me away support? Or is, is there anything which makes my situation not well enough protected? Do I have inner space to breathe? Or am I claiming too much for myself? Am I pressuring myself? This is so important. We are ourselves sometimes the biggest enemies. And stop breathing deeply. Stop to connect with our body. Stop walking, going for walks or doing or exercise our body. Then, of course, our space of being in the world, the body, is reduced in our experience and fades away. And we get more and more insecurity, and this insecurity can increase and produce anxiety. Insecurity is not yet anxiety, but is a basis for anxiety. So live mindfully. I can feel my body. I can maybe doing relaxation therapy. I can feel my heartbeat until to the finger toes, and then I can feel that I am quite safe in this body. I'm well protected. I have space in my body. And I can experience my space by taking a deep breath. And I can feel my vertebral column and feel the support. It holds me up, and I feel the solid ground underneath my feet. And I feel the chair which takes me, which holds me up, and I can be here, and there is no reason for having any insecurity. And then I can widen the horizon, and so I can enlarge these three predisposition for being able to be in this world, in my situation, in my body, in my family, in my apartment, in my working place. The other mainstream of treating of founding um, solid ground and restructuring the first fundamental motivation is to uh, confront myself. If the fear is still there, then I can ask, what can happen? This is the basic element in our treatment of anxiety, of anticipatory anxiety. What can happen? What would be the worst? What is realistic? And if this happens, and let it happen in your imagination, if this happens, what would be the realistic consequences? With what would I have to count with? In the worst case, even. And if this happens, how would that be for me? Why would that be so difficult? Why would I suffer? Am I lacking a fulfilling life? And now I'm confronted with a possible death. Is this the problem? Do I live realistically? Do I live honestly? Do I live authentically? Do I live my life or not? And if this really happens, what would I do? Would I cry? Would I go and look for help? Would I pray? Would I get drunk? What would I do to confront myself realistically with possibilities? Fear is always a perception of something which is possible, but which is not yet there, but which can happen. And it has more or less realistic elements in it. But whatever can happen is a possibility, and we have to live with what can happen. Life means to be a challenge, to deal with what is given and what is possible. What is given is the first part I spoke about, to live mindfully and relate to what is there, to what is given, and to see the strength in it, the trustworthiness. And what can happen, the possibilities, is the second part of with which we have to deal. Because life is always a compound of the facts which are there and the spaces in between, the possibilities, what can come next, what will be new, how it is going to change, because everything is changing constantly in our life. Everything, even mountains and stars and cosmos, everything is constantly in a flow and changing. And so we have to deal with this fact of our being here, that we have always to deal with possibilities. And in a crisis situation, we become aware that there are many more possibilities, bad possibilities. What we don't know what will happen. We don't know how it will be in 2 months, etc. The future is insecure, and we have maybe a reduced set of facts which we can rely on. We have maybe less money, less work, uh, more insecure, because the basis of our existence can be diminished. And so we have to face both sides of our being in the world.
Thank you very much. Very useful advice. Thank you.